In the next few years, New Zealand has a great opportunity to build on the solid foundations of faster growth, a stronger economy and more jobs and opportunity here in New Zealand. The National-led government has a plan to take New Zealand forward by reducing our debt, getting our country back into surplus over the next 3 years and building a faster, growing, stronger economy based on an export-led recovery. And that is the direction that the John Key government offers New Zealanders. A determination to improve our economy, to improve the opportunities, to give people the tools to empower themselves and their families to enjoy the sorts of futures that they want. As a result of our efforts over the last 2 to 3 years, New Zealand is much better placed than many other countries to manage what is a very uncertain global environment. And members only need to read what's happening in the international section of their newspapers. They only need to watch the international television stations on Sky to see how uncertain the international environment is. And they can see what other countries are doing, and they can see the very moderate and future-focused response that this government has had. In Britain, 500,000 public servants to lose their jobs over the next 3 or 4 years. 100,000 public servants to lose their jobs in the next few years in France. 15% pay cuts to the salaries of public servants, teachers, nurses, all around Ireland and other parts of Europe. Difficult times in Greece, where the economy is teetering on the brink of collapse. Significant retrenchment in their economy. But here in New Zealand, we have been able to steer the economy through these difficult times and ensure that New Zealanders have been able to avoid the sharp edges of that economic difficulty, and this government has taken a responsible and steady hand at the tiller, at the front of this economy. And right up there has been our Prime Minister John Key, who's been able to use his international experience to help the New Zealand economy. And at the same time, the government has remained firmly committed to growing and protecting important social services here in New Zealand. Not only has the Minister of Education put 1,600 extra teachers in front of classrooms in New Zealand, she's also invested $100 million extra in early childhood education. $100 million extra in early childhood education, the most money ever spent on early childhood, record levels of spending on early childhood education, and she's focusing on the kids who are most vulnerable, who are not getting access to early childhood education. And that's the leadership that we've had from the Minister of Education, Anne Tolley, who's brought national standards into our schools. And she'll be horrified to know that the Labor Party is going to remove national standards from our schools. We're going to go back to those low standards, back to the messiness, the unions know best approach to education. In the public health service, we've been able to invest $1.5 billion of extra money into our public hospitals, 800 extra doctors and 2,000 extra nurses on the district health board payrolls. 800 extra doctors and 2,000 extra nurses. But it's great to have the staff. What's the benefit for patients? What we know is we've got record elective surgery in New Zealand. 27,000 extra operations a year being performed for New Zealanders. That's hips and cataracts and ear, nose and throat operations, hernias, 27,000 extra. That's 500 extra operations a week under the national government. Since we were elected, we've had 23,000 more elective operations for people over the age of 65. 7,000 for all the ingrown toenails. Actually, the complexity is about the same every year. So we are doing quite a lot. Case-weighted discharges at a record level. more general surgeries, more operations for children. We're delivering for New Zealanders the services that they want with the extra investments we're making.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
5 years ago, the Labor